What the oh. Hello? 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 Okay, good. Yes, so I'm pretty sure Streamlabs is not working for me. So now we're back. We're using OBS. I'm pretty sure this will be good. Yeah. Awesome. Hello? Okay. That's good. OBS is nice. I think now my just now can I actually view my Twitch? Yeah, that's so good. All right, we're ditching Streamlabs, man. I wonder if I can get some kind of refund, bro. Wait, Matrix is still good. Let's yeah, just bear with me while I want to see if I can stream on my on TikTok now as well. I have to go back to the old ways. Before I used Streamlabs, I used to kind of remote into my Windows computer and stream using TikTok Live Studio. Now looks like my Windows computer is turned off, so we won't have TikTok. That's fine. Not a big deal. Not the biggest deal. Okay, let's continue here. I think everything else should be fine. Yeah. We were watching Agent Zero. So there was a bunch of new features with Agent Zero that we don't get with Open Interpreter, which seems really cool. Um, one of them was internal vector database. Another one was, I think we do have this one, but like internet search inbuilt kind of thing. Another one was spawning um, like agents. Another one was the like being able to interact with interactive shell programs, things that Agent Zero can do, but OI can't. It seems like this is this. Yeah.
With agent 1, then discarding him and spawning another instance of agent 1. If agent 1 wants to delegate his task further, you will spawn agent 2 and agent 2 will spawn agent 3, etc. So this way, the agent 0 can keep his context window much cleaner by delegating parts of his task to his subordinate agents and offloading some of that work into their context window.
It's very cool.
Okay, so this has been the current state of development of the Agent Zero framework. As you can see, this framework is very different to all of the other AI frameworks. It has been built to be more of a personal assistant rather than predefined AI agentic framework. It is compatible with basically any off-the-shelf model right now. The tool system has been built specifically for this project. The JSON parser has been built for this project. It is very forgiving. It can do even incomplete or invalid JSON outputs. So if some of the smaller models have problem generating a proper JSON, this framework will handle them as well. Also, it is a fully Python project, so you can download this code from the GitHub repository. The link will be in the description, and you can just install the requirements in this file and get going. The execution is done in the Docker container. You only need to have Docker Desktop installed, and the rest will happen automatically. The
That's
image
another
and the
thing.
container will be spawned automatically by the Python code in here. And also, this framework is highly customizable. You can see the prompts folder. There are various prompts that the framework uses. There is the main system prompt. There are descriptions and examples for all the tools the agent can use. These are the built-in tools like respond to the user, execute code, search memory, and search online, etc. There are no more specific tools. The rest can be built by the agent himself. And there are also all of
Memory.
these.
That's another thing. Handles its own memory. By inbuilt memory management.
Small messages being sent to the agent in the process, so you can edit them or customize the framework to your liking. You can change the behavior of the framework dramatically just by editing the system prompt. If you want to change the communication tool calling, the delegation to subordinate agent, you can do it all here in the prompt. You don't need to touch the code. If you need to touch the code, everything is in the Python directory. There are these tools that can be edited. You can add your own custom tools and they will start to work automatically. You just have to create a Python file with the execute function and tell the agent about the file here in the agent tools file.
Bro, that's actually super cool. I'm really interested to hear what the open interpreter community thinks about this. I'm gonna create a thread and curious what the OI community thinks about this project. Uh, My assumptions. Well, it's also like they're both extendable, so like these tools, I guess they're out of the box. Like you could like Open Interpreter does have the skills library as well. So you could kind of have everything that this does in Open Interpreter, but I guess it's just not out of the box like Agent Zero seems to be. But then again, I haven't checked the updates of Open Interpreter in a while. They could have updated it and added all those things. Because I'm known to kind of assume one thing and then realize another, so let's just double check. 28 days ago, okay, probably not. Yeah. We live? Yes. Good. Yo, Shrisha, what's up? From India, nice. Why does the... Are we still... Okay, good. We get Shrisha, yeah. What's up? Yeah, that's really cool. I kind of want to play with it, but I'm gonna wait till I have a... Um... Join my Discord. Wait till I have like a use case. Because I haven't even been using Open Interpreter for a while because I just don't have a strong use case. Oh, they did a podcast with David Andrej. That's a long ass.
Even though it ran into error to fix it itself. This is an interview with Jan Tomaszek, the founder of Agent Zero, which is a brand new approach to AI agents. Instead of having to define tasks, agents, and do all of this setup, You simply give the agent a prompt and it does everything for you. You'll see how revolutionary this is. And fun fact, Jan is also the second highest contributor inside of our AI community, which is where he also developed and released Agent Zero. This is the David Andre podcast. Enjoy.
Thank you, David, for the introduction. Maybe I would
Is
start
that a
by
school community? Yeah, school. Bro, a lot of people have been monetizing their communities of school. 500 members at $100 a month? What the fuck, bro? That's a lot. How much is that? Is that legit though? Like how this guy is making heaps of money. $51,000 a month. What you get? How to make money with AI. One-on-one call with David. Step-by-step workshop to build agents. Access to the smartest people. I will personally make sure this is the greatest investment in your life. Yeah, I don't have that confidence yet. Fully remote time position for salary of $6,000 a month to manage AI operations such as emails and David's calendar. Full-time job. Crazy, man. I mean, shout out to David. Obviously, he's a lot further in the journey than I am, but I also think like he's had a really fast, like he hasn't been doing it for too long. Let's have a look. Yeah, like 1 year ago. Hello.
Hello, world. My name is David Andre, and I want to take part in the AI revolution. I think it's clear at this point that artificial intelligence will be the most important invention of all time. It will change every single thing we know about this world. I believe that the creation of a super intelligent AI is inevitable and only a matter of time. And I would deeply regret if the AI revolution happened without me. So here I am, ready to fully immerse myself in the fascinating field of artificial intelligence. I guarantee you that on this channel, you'll only see the highest quality AI and business videos imaginable, and that I will do my absolute best to build $1 trillion company in the field of AI. To be completely honest, I don't know exactly what that will look like yet, but one thing is for sure, I won't stop until I succeed.
That's pretty hype. I'm definitely way more chill than this guy, but
My name is David Onj.
I low-key wish I had that, energy, confidence. I could definitely, bring it around. But yeah, shout out David, man. He's doing great. I'm trying, and we can definitely catch up. But yeah, we're definitely taking a different approach. See, I've been posting this isn't even my main channel. Posting for a while as well, but I only have 6K subs. I feel like my quality of the content is, oh, this is before I started the AI stuff. Yeah, about a year ago. My quality is a lot worse. As much.
GPT engineer. I feel like this is something my community would like. GPT engineer. Specify what you want to build. The AI asks for clarification, then it builds it. GPT engineer is made to be easy to adapt, extend, and make your own agent. I thought, oh yeah, this one got a lot of stars. I think it was like #1 on trending. Let's look at their demo. One prompt generates a code base, open source, main prompt, multiplayer snake game in browser. Oh, and then it asks clarifying questions if it's unclear. Player connections, how many players? This is really cool. If it's able to create a multiplayer snake game, that's like something that is actually quite complex. It's very, very interesting. But then they go
1 year later, and we're still trying to make a multiplayer snake game.
and they answer all the clarifying questions. And then based on the information provided, here's a list of files, classes, and methods that I will implement. And give them the list of files. Now let's start with the server py, writing the code for the server.py. Wow, it's just going through creating each file and just printing that out. With these files, a multiplayer snake game should be functional. The server will be managed by the game state, and now he's opened it up in VS Code, has a look at the files, they look good, and it doesn't actually run it though. I want to make a multiplayer snake. Alright, so this is my prompt. Make a multiplayer snake game with JavaScript and HTML. It should run by running a HTML file. Player 1 uses arrow keys to move, and player 2 uses WASD keys. I ran
Okay, so it's
GPT
not
Engineer
online.
and it asked some clarifying questions. No design requirements. So now it just goes. It started already. It's like, to create a multiplayer snake game, we need the following
day was this?
classes, functions, and methods.
July
Game,
5.
this class will handle logic, snake, this will represent a snake, food, this will represent a food. I mean, index HTML, which loads all the JavaScript files, and game.js, snake.js, food.js, which only has comments. This is the basic structure. You can further enhance the game by adding features such as scoring, power-ups, and more. Remember to update the code to handle collisions. Please note that the code provided is a starting point and may require additional implementation. Okay. Let me just try like run it. If I open this, what does it look like? Completely blank file. Alright, well let's just look at the files it made. So this is okay for the HTML file as long as like game.js like creates all the stuff, which it kind of does here. Oh, this is just boilerplate. Of course it doesn't do anything. Okay, so but this isn't bad to just like set up boilerplate, but I was actually expecting something working. Maybe it's better if we do Python. Let's try Python. Actually,
Yeah, man, fuck. It's interesting to see the journey of where we've come from and how I can strategize to do better. Do better next time. All right. What should we do? I've been working on, I spent a bunch of time yesterday working on Timestamp Genius. Added this menu button where we can change the settings. Oh, what the hell? Looks like this is still off. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I was thinking about submitting this into like the hackathons, like Gemini competition. How long do we have until that? Gemini competition. Yeah, 2 weeks. And what about Mozilla? Are we too late for Mozilla? Yeah, pretty much both of these is August 1st. I think there was a few more. Let me double check Discord. Claude contest. Yeah, there's so many. Wait, what? What's the Anthropic's build with Claude contest? Oh no, to win. Okay, it's over. That was in June. And this guy won? Or this guy won? Buildware. Coding agent. Oh my god, so many coding.
Basic issues, tasks, and tickets that you would find in your day-to-day workflow. So we're going to jump right into this, and because it takes about 2 to 3 minutes to run one of these issues, we're just going to go ahead and look at one that I just ran. So you can see here we're in an issue page. This is a create a new user feedback page ticket. You can see we gave a few basic instructions to the system, and what we did was we actually hit this run button, and Claude 3.5 Sonnet just went to work. So our system uses a couple steps, which is we have a code retrieval step, we have a plan step. So basically, Claude is taking in all of the context that we
Tony, thanks.
got from our code base and from our issue, and it generated this little plan of attack here. And then it went to one more step, which was actually writing the code for the pull request. So let's go ahead and go up here and take a look at what we asked it to do. We asked it to create a page, actually tweak the database schema, and then create a form. And then we even asked it to do a little thank you dialogue. So let's see how it did. Let's open up this pull request. This is in our open source repo for Buildware, and we can actually look at this live here. So sure enough, we got a feedback page, we got a feedback form, we got a thank you dialogue. You can see it updated our marketing page to link to the feedback page via a button. You can see it updated the queries here that we actually need, and it updated the database schema and created a new table for feedback. So end to end, Buildware was able to handle the entirety of this task that we would actually, have to write the code manually. And now we can just automate that to Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So if we go to a new issue here, hit run, you can kind of see us getting to work on a new task. And so writing code and shipping software is now as easy as feeding natural language issues into a system like Buildware with Claude 3.5 Sonnet.
Very cool. So it seems like this actually abstracts it a bit further than the assistants we mainly look at, like Cursor and Aider, where you have to specifically manually add files to context. It seems like Buildware can kind of just take the high level, kind of like project manager style requests. Oh, they work at Anthropic, do they? Very cool. I'm not sure if they've made their project open source or not. Oh, here are 3 winning projects. Oh, this is, oh, they didn't make Buildware. Oh, McKay and Tyler built Buildware. I am following McKay. I'm not following Buildware. Let's have a look. I think I actually might have joined the waitlist. Oh, there. It is open source. Oh, and the host. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen it. Error, because I'm pretty sure I'm already on it. Follow Tyler as well. What do we get? Is it a Streamlit app? No, it's JavaScript, TypeScript. Clone repo, install dependencies, set up variables, and you're off. You'll need GitHub personal access to, oh yeah, to submit the PRs. Deploy the simple version in Vercel in one click. That's pretty cool. We need this one to be on, man, I just feel like we need something better than SWE bench, or we need something, yeah, easier to like benchmark these, because we're getting so many kind of coding agents now that it's hard to benchmark. I just hate how all of these are closed source and not verified. It's like, bro, why? Uh, they make some. They got like 3 different projects: Takeoff AI, Chatbot UI, Learn to build with AI, pre-order 25% off. What the hell is this? Courses, man. Everyone's selling courses. Yeah, must work. Huh. Oh, this guy writes blogs. Habits are the single greatest indicator of direction. Yeah. Habits are pretty powerful. I really like that book, Atomic Habits. Okay. Oh, websim. I do like websim. But you can't really compare it. In my opinion, Claude Engineer is better. Yeah, people really like Claude Engineer. Um, have a look at the other projects that won. Infinity Canvas by Toad Pond. Um, okay. This is kind of cool. It's not really like amazing. Inline doc editor. Read your docs and drops comments and suggestions right where you need them.
Just did that. And I'll switch over to the tab here. This is just a sample resume. And all you have to do to call on the Copilot is share it with that email address. So here you go, document.copilot@gmail.com. We hit send. Now you just wait a few seconds. Usually takes about less than 10. And there's our Copilot. So it pops in and it immediately says, "Hi there, thanks for calling me in." And now all we have to do is give it direction. So I prepared a little comment here. Can you please help me take a look at this resume, make it tighter, find any weak sections? Great. So let's go ahead and send that off.
Bro, you see his clipboard management thing?
Seconds, what you're going to see. Tell you that it's working. So there we go. And now what's happening is the LLM in the background is already starting to analyze this resume and thinking about where it can insert comments. And so they're streaming back now in real time. So it's already responded here. And you can see the comments starting to flow in.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, shout out to them. And also, I guess while we're here, we're showing winners of competitions. Someone on this channel posted this. The winners of a previous Google Hackathon, which was pretty cool. I think this one was cool. Create a personal podcast on any topic.
Hey, I'm Lisa, and together with Amos, we created Tube Uni, and we're super excited to share it with you. First, let's let the product speak for itself.
How did coffee come to Europe?
Yo, Hadrian, when did I switch to Mac? Yes, you're right. I was on Windows with a 2K GPU, but I've been traveling, so I use my MacBook while I travel, and my home computer is the Windows with the 2080. Thanks for coming back, by the way. So this guy asked to make a podcast about when
How did coffee come to Europe?
How did coffee come to Europe? It seems like this tool makes a podcast in the. Oh, actually, he put the station that he enters the subway on and the station that he's gonna leave, so it makes a podcast in that exact duration, I'm gonna assume. Yeah, 18 minutes.
Asked about how coffee came to Europe.
Pretty cool.
Cities every day, and more people commute. Now, commute can be boring, but it doesn't have to be. Gaming, reading, or blankly staring into the void are always valid options, but in a noisy environment, sometimes it's easier just to listen. For most commuters, however, it is hard to pick content that is suitable for their ever-changing commute times. Listening to an audiobook or podcast in bits and pieces can be frustrating at times. This is why we chose to use the power of language models to create custom educational audio content that is suitable for any commute time. And we chose to exemplify it on the London Tube, even though it can be used in any place in the world and with any type of commute. When you open Tube Uni, you can choose your starting station and your destination, or just adjust the travel time in minutes, and then pick any topic. Let's say the history of toothbrushes, and with a
Pretty cool. I definitely think I haven't seen that feature before of being able to specify the length of like the in this case podcast you want to be generated. That's super cool. I wonder if it's still live. What was the URL? Updates? tubeuni.app. Oh, we can do it now. Let's just set this to 10 minutes. And I want to learn about how government bonds work and why people invest in them. How about how they work in different countries and the differences between them. It takes up to 2 minutes to create the podcast. What are we saying? Did you end up looking at Agent Zero? The stream died. Yeah, no, I did. Yo, Chumpy, what's up? Yeah, it looks really cool. I put some notes in the Open Interpreter Discord. Yeah, I thought it was really cool that it had these features that Open Interpreter doesn't have outside of the box. Internal vector database, internet search, being able to spawn agents, able to interact with the interactive shell programs, execute everything inside a Docker container, and inbuilt memory management. These are all very cool. Well, like most of them are very cool. Memory management, very cool. Kind of ties in with the vector database. Docker container, pretty cool. There is some disadvantages to the Docker container, being that it doesn't have access to like, the session states and stuff that you would in your normal environment. But obviously there's a lot of benefits in security and isolate virtualization and stuff as well. Yeah, spawning agents and interacting with shells also super cool. I think it's super cool. Have you used it, Hadrian? Agent Zero? We're sorry. Oh, something went wrong. Looks like maybe the app is broken currently. Still a pretty cool idea. So yeah, they won whatever competition this was. Google AI Hackathon that they held in May with $50,000 in prizes. So it was a bit of a smaller hackathon, but now we have like a really big Google Hackathon. What's this? A way to talk with your spreadsheets. Super cool.
Hi there. I'm Alan Furstenberg, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to Voodoo AI with Gemini. Voodoo AI with Gemini builds on over 10 years of work, exploring new ways to talk with spreadsheets, not just to ask about information, but to dynamically update and run what-if scenarios using natural conversational language. Let's look at an example. Open blood pressure.
Okay, I have opened the spreadsheet named blood pressure.
Record my blood pressure as 110/60.
Okay, I have recorded your blood pressure as 110/60.
A few things I'd like you to notice. First is that the chat window contains icons that allow me to replay either my audio or Voodoo's audio at any point. There's also an icon that will open the spreadsheet for me to verify what is going on, but that isn't necessary. The values will be saved no matter if the spreadsheet is open or not. Notice that the record button is large and obvious, making it easy to press. Adding a row copies the formula and formatting from the previous row, and since there is a date in the first column, it sets it to the current date and time. Most importantly, however, is that Gemini provides a semantic understanding of what blood pressure means. So although the columns record systolic and diastolic blood pressure, Gemini can translate the very normal phrase of 110/60 into the values on the spreadsheet. With Voodoo Assistant, this task would have required a back and forth exchange more than twice as long, and with a much more stilted conversation. Let's look at an example of a what-if scenario. I want to check out some mortgage calculations.
Okay, that spreadsheet is open. What would you like to do?
What's the loan amount?
The loan amount is 240,000.
What if we had a mortgage rate of 8%?
If the mortgage rate was 8%, the monthly payment would be 1761.03.
What if that was 7% instead?
If the mortgage rate was 7%, the monthly payment would be 1596.73.
What if it was 6% over 20 years?
If the mortgage rate was 6% over 20 years, the monthly payment would be 1719.43.
With the what-if scenario, notice that it also copies previous values when it creates a new row, since I'll be replacing some of them with new values. Perhaps you caught that I update the mortgage rate, even though the column is called interest rate, or that I ask Voodoo to change it to 7%. Once again, the semantic support in Gemini makes this conversation far more fluid and natural. Thank you for your consideration of Voodoo AI. Please read the full
Pretty cool. Yeah, you told me about Open Interpreter? That's crazy. Yeah, it was so expensive, GPT-4. And it was pretty much like useless with anything worse at that time. It says it's dangerous. But it runs in a Docker. Like, why would it be dangerous? Waiting for a new release of nice UI. I mean, the terminal UI actually looked pretty decent from what they showed. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you showed me. I wonder if we can pull up where I first found out about Open Interpreter. Surely it was on stream. Let's see. Do you reckon it was this? 10 months ago? Yeah, it could be. I remember I tried to make an AI that could run code a year ago. And we actually got somewhere, but like,
The Open Interpreter is no, they've labeled their slogan a new way to use computers. So I think this is really good with Mac because Mac has something computer is
I guess I didn't really show who
or like
mentioned it to me, unfortunately.
XAI and just work on shit like this. Fucking so cool.
Maybe on the previous stream.
Yeah, anyway, that's that. Open Interpreter, this is really exciting. So let's bring it up. Want to change the bed or something, you could do that. You can search the trends. I could click the bed. Oh, it gives you option for
Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it, Hadrian. Tarantulus Sparentine? Was that your name? What's this? David just put up a new. We're just watching videos, other people's videos on this stream. I like Dave. Oh, not Dave Sharp. Dave Sharp. I like Dave's videos. These AI predictions.
It's been a while since I've done one of these prediction videos where I just kind of lay everything out. And I realize that there's probably been a little bit of perceived inconsistency in my position lately. So I wanted to take a moment to clear all that up. And so what I mean is that, like, yes, I am expecting a downturn. We're entering into the trough of disillusionment. And I do think that we're in for a little bit of a disappointing period with artificial intelligence. However, I still remain pretty optimistic. So let's just dive in and let's go over the next few years from now until 2030, kind of some of the milestones that I expect to see. And what I want to tell you before we dive in is that this is not just speculation on my part. I have been talking.
Does Agent Zero work? Yeah, it looks really promising. I haven't tried it, but it looks really good. I just don't know, like, I mean, it's kind of like a computer assistant, I guess.
To industry insiders from around the world and from looking at AI from various perspectives.
One thing that I think Open Interpreter has that Agent Zero doesn't have, which is quite big, is the like operating system mode, and being able to interact with the actual user interface. Because the way Agent Zero works and the way Open Interpreter works without the operating system mode is just through writing and running like codes and scripts. And yeah, that kind of limits you. Like, for instance, if I said, go to my email and check the last email by, I don't know, Dave Shapiro, if it was to try to do that with coding, it would need API keys and stuff, and it would just be more difficult. But if it was to do that with the UI user interface, especially on my machine that I'm already authenticated with, it could just click buttons and stuff and not have to, and like read the screen and not have to like know API keys. Did I get beta access to the desktop? Nope. Did they even release that to anyone?
In conversations behind the scenes for the last couple of weeks. So I'm a little bit more oriented than I used to be. So hopefully this will prove to be a little bit more accurate than some of my predictions in the past. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So first, how are we going to close out 2024? Now, obviously, in the past, I was predicting AGI by the end of this year, and but with other people commenting, such as Leopold Aschenbrenner, it looks like 2027 is kind of when people are settling on AGI. Then the confidence intervals, are give and take a little bit. We'll get into that in just a minute, but let's focus on the rest of this year. So GPT-5 is expected to drop this year as early as fall, but likely December or early 2025. Claude 4 is also expected around that time. Now, what Anthropic is doing right now is they're working on the rest of the 3.5 family, but the cadence is accelerating with releasing these foundation models. And while I have said that AI is slowing down, what I'm mostly looking at is the cost increasing.
Yeah, I'm on the wait
So
list.
basically, the breakthroughs that we're hoping to see are going to be happening slower, even if the cadence of model releases is a little bit faster. Because I was looking at the timelines, and I think it was from GPT-3 to GPT-4 was a full 3 years. And so GPT-4 to GPT-5 looks like it might be 2.5-ish years. So the overall cadence is more or less keeping up to pace, but they're more or less just incremental changes. And so, yes, incremental changes can do a lot, particularly the incremental changes we've seen on context windows, of reasoning abilities, and those sorts of things. We're also going to see a lot more multimodality. Obviously, some of the demos that have been presented by Google and Microsoft and OpenAI, the demos were one thing, some of them were faked, and in many cases, they've overpromised and underdelivered. But that's kind of the news that y'all are all familiar with. One thing that I think that is probably going to be like the last, big shocking thing that we see this year is the release of more commercial and potentially domestic robots. If you haven't been keeping up with the news, there are so many companies in China, America, and other places that are working diligently on humanoid robots for various purposes. Disney, interestingly, has some of the most advanced robotics programs, but they're just using it for like stunt doubles and animatronics. And I'm like, you guys have no idea what you're sitting on. You have the most lifelike robots and you're using it for entertainment. What are you doing? Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox about Disney. So I think that because if you've seen like the Boston Dynamics videos and everything else coming out about humanoid robots, I think that this is going to be the next step shift, the next step change in the AI and robotics space. Because again, models we're getting to the point of diminishing returns with the current paradigm of models, meaning that getting those next breakthroughs is going to be exponentially more expensive. But at the same time, once you get to a certain threshold, it doesn't really matter because like okay, you can have like once you get models that are PhD smart, what are you going to go after that, like 10x PhD? Okay, sure, like yes, we can debate intelligence till the cows come home. But my point here is that 2024, we're not going to have a whole lot more exciting news. I think robotics is going to be the next most exciting thing. Sora and video generators are going to be really interesting, but I suspect that we're going to find that getting to like super crisp, like Hollywood ready 4K and 8K video is going to be a little bit harder. Just in the same way that, language models have mastered language, but getting it to Shakespeare, we're not there yet. Now, 2025, I think, is going to be the year of the disillusionment, where a lot of people, myself included, are going to be kind of disappointed. Like, okay, GPT-5 hit, and it's definitely smarter. It's definitely PhD level in some respects, but it's not quite going to be AGI. Same thing with Claude 4. I think it's pretty safe to assume that GPT-5 and Claude 4 will be out by 2025 or probably early 2025. Now, one thing that I will say is that I expect these models to get to like the 95th percentile across multiple benchmarks. And you might say, like, okay, that sounds pretty good. And in the old paradigm of machine learning, once you get to the 95th percentile, that's basically considered a solved problem in machine learning. And so right now, depending on which benchmark you're looking at, there, anywhere from the 40th percentile to the 85th percentile. And those last few percentage points usually are much, much harder to solve, at least until you get an algorithmic breakthrough. And this has happened many, many times in the AI space, obviously before transformers. But I remember listening to podcasts about decision trees and those sorts of things, and XGBoost. And when those new techniques were introduced, many problems went from 70th percentile to 95th percentile, and then those competitions were no longer interesting after that. So what I mean, what are the implications when we get, to the 95th percentile on all the benchmarks today? I think we're going to realize that a lot of the benchmarks that exist today are not particularly useful or helpful, which is why I've been kind of critical of them, is because it's like, okay, it's good at taking a test, but real intelligence is about long time horizons, chaotic environments, and adaptation, and there's not really testing that right now. So like, when people ask me like, what's a good benchmark for intelligence, I'm like, there are none right now. There are literally no good benchmarks out there that I have been impressed by that really measure intelligence. Yes, some of them are really interesting, and definitely are measuring some aspects of intelligence, such as reasoning in an abstract state. But you can have the best person who's great at math, great at reasoning and abstract concepts, who still has no street smarts or real world intelligence or the ability to make things happen in the real world. So first contact with the real world is going to be very messy for these AI models. Probably going to be pretty expensive. I know like the first gen are going to be like $80,000, which it's like you could buy a Mercedes for that, a nice Mercedes, or a nice truck, like a really nice truck. But there's also, we've had the grim dark age of the 2000s and 2010s and early 2020s. I think that we're going to be entering fully into the new paradigm of the intelligence age or the AI age, by 2030.
All right. So previously, Dave said AGI by September 2024, but it seems like um, he's pushing that on. Seems like he said a lot of people. Oh, he's going year by year. Oh, that's cool. I should have actually put that in year by year. I don't know. I feel bad for this comment now. I'm going to delete it. Okay, so let's have a recap. 2024, GPT-5, Claude 4, better multimodal, and yeah, a big thing is the humanoid robots. It's really cool. 2025, we got better improvements, GPT and Claude. Interestingly, he doesn't say much about Llama and open source models and how Llama has pretty much caught up to the frontier models in a lot of aspects. So that's interesting how that's not mentioned. Because I think that's actually going to disrupt a lot because since Llama is so close and pretty much on par with like the frontier models now, we're going to have fine tunes of Llama that probably outperform the frontier models in certain verticals. So that's something to note. What do you guys think? Ideally, Agent Zero will be able to map and file in files via Git. Yeah. I don't know. That's a very like coding specific thing, and I'm not sure Agent Zero is specifically for coding. Maybe assign models on the fly. That's pretty cool. So you get DeepSeek for coding. Bro, Llama 405 open use with Open Router and Open Web UI. It's good. Nice. I've seen like the coding benchmarks on Llama aren't actually that good compared to the frontier models, but it's like seems like it's pretty good at like a bunch of other things.
But it's not quite going to be AGI. Same thing with.
They're saying even in 2025, not quite AGI. 2026 is enterprise ready. GPT-6 and Claude 5. Interest more AGI. Talent shortage. Increased demand for AI professionals. This is where we should be like trying to position ourselves, I think. AI professionals and like how do we I think already if you're like watching this kind of content, you're already like a few steps ahead of most people. But how do we like it depends what level you want to be because even at the stage that we are now of just like knowing what tools exist and like a rough idea on how to use the tools, I think is very valuable to like a lot of these businesses that have like no idea what tools exist and even how to use them. So you probably get a pretty decent salary job, but if you're like me, you don't really want to get a salary job. You want to take it that step further and actually, run your own business or something that utilizes those skills, which is a bit harder. And like, how do we do that?
Sorry, Claude 5 or everyone is going as fast as possible to develop AI.
Okay, so it's pretty much saying 2027 AGI now. So that's pretty interesting. He went from September 2024 to 2027.
AI.
Yeah, I still really like Dave Shap. I mean, it's like obviously no one can predict the future with 100%, but yeah, let's see what else he says. 2028 election year, the world will fully recognize AGI and, well, we'll have an AI president. The 2028 election will likely center on AI, debating job protection, AI safety, universal basic income, etc. So 4 years, very interesting.
Insiders, interviews with generals, admirals, and other people from the intelligence community, and just following closely on kind of the longer term trends that are happening in geopolitics. I think that 2028 is basically going to be hey, we're gearing up for a new arms race. We're gearing up for a new conflict with China. At the same time, we're going to start to see those mass layoffs because, again, once you get AGI, you still need to invest in it, you still need to deploy it, you still need to integrate into it. But I think that we're going to be seeing like kind of having this 1-2 punch of a new Cold War or maybe even a hot war. We'll see, but new geopolitical conflict at the same time that we're going to start seeing mass layoffs due to the integration of AGI and robotics. And so it's going to be a very, very contentious election cycle. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about AI safety, job protection, universal basic income, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And so it's basically going to be a fever pitch crisis year. And I'm not basing that just off of my own stuff. In fact, before I was reading, stuff like The Fourth Turning and Ray Dalio's work and talking to a few other people, it's like, well, it seems like everything is going to be coming to a head sooner rather than later. And I think that 2028 might be kind of the inflection point. Another thing is that there's a lot of commentators that suspect the conflict with China is going to happen sometime between 2026 and 2032. And that election year, the advent of AGI, robotics, quantum computing and fusion, kind of on the horizon, that really could be the inflection point. And one other thing is that the clock is ticking for China because they're facing demographic collapse. And basically, their demographic pyramid is inverted right now because they're having so few births, and it actually looks like if you watch the news coming out of China very closely, it looks like they might have been lying about their population numbers for several years. So China's population might already be shrinking in the order of tens of millions to even potentially hundreds of millions per year. Again, it depends on who you listen to, but it seems like a foregone conclusion that China's population is shrinking. And that basically means that the clock is ticking for them. Any big moves that they want to do, they need to do sooner rather than later while they still have the manpower to do it, which means that could move up any timeline for any potential conflict with China. And it doesn't necessarily have to escalate to a hot conflict. And again, all that's going to be going on the geopolitical stage. And in the meantime, we're going to be having domestic issues potentially with layoffs, and the economy is going to.
Crazy, man. How do we position ourselves? Have you guys seen this like Quiver Quant? I don't know if that's how you spell it. Yeah, I follow this guy on YouTube. It's pretty interesting. He like has set up this sorry, on TikTok. Set up this platform where you can like see senators' trades and stuff, like Nancy Pelosi, and like kind of see what kind of stuff they've invested in, which is pretty interesting because a lot of the times these senators have like insider knowledge and they make trades before like the public knows. Oh damn, she sold Tesla. I actually also sold my Tesla because it went up really. I bought it like 190 around here. Where did I buy it? Probably here. 190, yeah. And then it kind of tanked a bit, and I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna hold. Boom, sold here. No, I think I sold like 240, which was a pretty good sale. And we'll see if it goes down. I'm pretty bullish on Tesla, especially like you heard about Elon and XAI. They just bought like a huge $5 billion cluster. Oh no, sorry. They're discussing for Tesla to invest in XAI because you can't invest in XAI directly. So if they get Tesla to invest in XAI, then the common person can invest in Tesla and then by proxy be invested in XAI. And there was some really bullish news about XAI's like fucking I don't know cluster or what do you call it, data center or GPUs. Like they just bought heaps of GPUs. Yeah, they fired up the most powerful AI cluster in the world. Elon Musk fires out the most powerful AI cluster in the world to create the world's most powerful AI by December. That is super bullish. So in like 3, 4, 5 months, Elon is trying to make the most powerful AI. He's bought 100,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs on a single fabric. I'm not sure what single fabric means. And he started training around 4:20 a.m. memeing. And yeah, now he's discussing Tesla to invest in XAI. So to me, I'm very bullish on Tesla. Obviously, they got the Tesla Optimus robot. It seems like they're very well positioned for the future in a lot of ways. And obviously, they have so much training data in the real world thanks to the car and self-driving training data and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if I buy another bag of Tesla. I'm kind of expecting it to go down a little bit. If you look at the performance, man, it's like I was surprised when I first heard this that like Tesla actually outperformed Bitcoin in Bitcoin's massive bull run in like 2017. If you bought, yeah, from like 2017 to, I guess, can you go back further? Yeah. If you bought Bitcoin at like, if you bought Tesla, let's say 2015 for like $15 and then you sold it like 2023, or let's say 2020, yeah, 3. No, it's probably like, let's say 2020 for $150. That's like 10x. Okay, actually, no, I think Bitcoin would have done more than that. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin 2015, yeah, Bitcoin 2015 was $230 already. And if you sold it 2020, you would have made, oh no, that's more than 10x. That's like 30x. So why did I think? Hmm. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, depends what day. Okay, if you bought in 2018 and sold in 2020, I don't know. Depending on the time you bought it, Tesla would have been a better investment than Bitcoin. There are already so many unrealized possibilities for using LLM, and this is not the best one, but the cheapest. There are options to take into account the entire context, not just the previous one. I read a post on Reddit where people are saying that they see the jobs for AI prompt engineering, but they don't want to be big corp, rather just freelance. Yeah, I mean, obviously they'd prefer to freelance, but who's gonna pay you to be a prompt engineer, like a freelance prompt engineer? Do you reckon that a freelance prompt engineer? I mean, I could be wrong, but I just like, I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't be the title, you know. You might be doing prompting yourself, but it's like the title or the value that you're selling isn't the prompt engineering. It's like the either the coding or the management of documents or the copywriting, you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, the prompt engineering is the skill, but the value and the title that you're delivering is probably something else. I know you want to try that Agent Zero. Maybe get it to make Agent One. If you give me a really good use case for it, that would definitely inspire me. But Like, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to prompt it at the moment. Continue investing in all serious, not in crypto. When the neural network in Tori already can, or soon will be able to put any banking system. Wait, what? Have I tried Grok? Yeah, I tried Grok a while ago. What is Tori? What is this? I don't know what you're on about here. What's Tori? Oh, in theory. When a neural network in theory already can put any banking system. Able to put any banking system that is not based in crypto? Well, I'm not sure I understand. Bro, guy selling chatbots for 7,000. Yo, yeah, link it. Or even in Discord. They say your tarantula here? I don't know. Yeah, what were we doing? Speculating on an investment. So what has Nancy Pelosi bought? Not very big bags. Oh, this is general US Congress trading. Okay, Josh making some big trades. Bought Apple 20 days ago. Only about 15,000. It's not that much. You see, they also have losing trades here. BlackRock. Bro, what's BlackRock stock looking like? I've never looked at it. Just up. Damn, that's crazy. How much this year? 15%. Damn. Oh my god, it's so expensive though. But the market cap's only 128. Whereas if you look at Nvidia, 2.8 trillion, bro. Bro, it's so crazy. So crazy. 100% this past year. 2,000% in the past 5 years. That would have been such a nice bet. Buying it at $5, 20x your money. Oh, that would have been so nice. I feel like Qualcomm could be one that has unrealized potential. I'm pretty sure they're making the NPUs in the Microsoft computers, and they make Snapdragon. But I don't know. I don't know if they have the ability to scale. You link in Discord, nice. Put down or destroy. Okay, so you're saying neural network in theory can destroy any banking system that's not based on crypto? How would that happen? I built a, oh my god, this video. Alright, let's see.
You won subscribers. This video, I'm going to show you one of the prototypes or the demos that we did for one of our potential clients. We are actually, exploring different solutions that we can build for this client, and we are still in the process. So I'm not going to, show you all of the things. Probably it's a good example of different AI implementations into different businesses. So I think we'll use it later on for different videos since, I'm trying to post every day. But in this case, let me actually share my screen here. Okay, so this is the business. They are, selling different products for offices and home spaces to make people work more comfortably. Yeah, this is the correct word. So basically, to try to make a workspace an ergonomic workspace. Okay, so we are using primarily for most of our solutions voice flow, right? I'm sure most of you are familiar with voice flow. If not, it's a it's just a low code low-code solution to build AI text-based primarily agents.
Oh, text.
But since I already mentioned that we are not only building, chatbots. I hate word chatbots. Chatbots, and we're in the business for 20 years now. 20, probably 10 years now. We're like actually building the actual real AI solutions, and not all of them are text-based or even voice-based. But we still try to use voice flow for a knowledge base. You can think on the knowledge base as a second brain for the business that consists all the information about the business from documents for products, in this case just spec sheets for different products, catalogs if it's a service-based business, the goals that they have, when and what information they want to get from their clients. So it's basically like a second brain. And there are a lot of ways to build this knowledge base. If you're using ChatGPT, you're probably when like when you just talk with the ChatGPT, with the regular one, not with the custom GPT. So when you talk, it basically remember your previous conversation, even if you send different files. So it kind of acting as a knowledge base, right? When you are building a custom GPT, you can upload different documents there and it becomes a knowledge base. So on the voice flow side is much more complex. And this is not the most complex solution when it comes to knowledge bases. There is a vector shift. It's another, and there are a lot of things to talk about here. Let me know, this video again will probably get, shift AI. This video will probably get like 30 views. So I would love, to ask you guys, tell me what do you want me to speak about? Probably Jesus. Okay, so but this video will probably get 30 views and no one's gonna comment, maybe one or two people. But still, there are a lot of things to talk here. But so vector shift is kind of like a voice flow, but it does have more complex capabilities when it comes to knowledge base builds. Okay, so and we can use it in conjunction with voice flow. But let's talk about very basic stuff. The knowledge base here, you can upload different documents like text files, URL, sitemap integration. They only have Zendesk right now. It's to manage tickets. But why I'm saying that, obviously, when we are creating a just a
Hey, man. So he's using voice flow to create agents for applied ergonomics. So he's making just like a chatbot agent for their website, it seems. Does he say how much he's charging? Can we search a transcript? There's actually a lot of these there's a lot of these kind of AI agency YouTubers. Oh, you get, I mean, I guess it was in the title. 7,000 for the chatbot. It's a pretty good price. It's not absurd. It's not too low. It's not too high. Obviously, he'll probably sell, well, free newsletters, I guess. He'll just take your email. All right, what's this?
This is how you're going to make your first 5K with your AI optimization agency. This method is so simple, and we actually go through and build one of these bots together. So let's do that. We're going to come on over to customgpt.ai. Now, this app is just one of many. There are so many different chatbot apps that are out there right now, which gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of options. Now, the reason why I'm choosing this one is because I understand that a lot of you are beginners and a lot of you are just getting started out. So I want to go to the app that is the most simple to use whilst you're learning the basics, and then you can start adapting and moving into more complex bots such as BotPress. But let's make it easy for now. Let's use customgpt.ai. Now, when you come and create an account, you will see that is a paid option. Unfortunately, in business, this is the harsh truth. You can start with zero. If you were tactical and smart, you would go out to businesses and pre-sell this service, and then you would take payment upfront, and then you would come and create an account, and you would then get started and do all the process, set their bot up for them. But I'm sure most of you can afford $49 per month if you are getting started into business and you are actually looking to build something. Now, of course, you can still do the method where you set it up. So we are going to come down to, let's go with EHT Accountants. Not the best looking website in the world. Probably isn't going to be the best potential client because they clearly don't even respect web design, let alone AI. So we're going to come on over to their domain, and in the search bar, we're going to type in sitemap.xml. Now, XML is the most commonly used sitemap format, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to get a hit on this. And we have here, we can now see their entire sitemap, and we can now put this into our ChatGPT bot, and it's going to read all the information on this website. One thing I'm going to check first, though, is I'm going to come on over to the website and make sure they've actually got enough content on their website to actually build a chatbot. That is a key thing here. If they don't have content and they don't have a lot of information on their website, then it's going to be very hard for the GPT bot to actually understand how to answer questions. So let's check out their about us. Okay, super lame. Oh God, we are not using this site. It is absolutely atrocious. Okay, so we're going to come back onto Google and we're going to use this website. Okay, so this company obviously puts in a little bit more effort on their website. They have a couple of about us. They've got some articles that we can use, and we're going to try to find their sitemap. So again, we're going to strip back their domain, and we're going to type in /sitemap. Guarantee you're going to bounce back with. So chatbot and change a couple. I use ClickFunnels a lot. Just set this like basic funnel up as a test. So I'm going to come on over to code, and in my header here, said if you build this up front for people, as you can see, my little bot is sat right down there. You can click there and start asking it questions. Now, obviously, so this is exactly how you're going to do it with your clients. Maybe you are offering it as
Actually, not a bad idea to kind of go through, find these website clients, and like have an automation set up that scrapes their whole website. Maybe even makes them a new website if their website looks shit, and has like their chatbot integrated in, and just be like, hey, try this. If you like this website, we'll sell it to you for, and if it's automated, you can sell it for really cheap. Like, I don't know. I'd say you'd still want to charge like at least $2,000-3,000, maybe like 3 to 10,000. But yeah, could potentially make a lot of money if you automate it correctly. Would be very interesting. Yeah. I think I might just wrap up this stream. We just checked out a whole bunch of random stuff. Thanks for chilling with me, guys. I mean, I'll hang around for another like 5 minutes if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next stream. Maybe next stream we'll start our own AI agency, automated web dev agency or something. Who knows? But yeah, hope you guys having a good day. I lit. Oh yeah. You reckon neural networks will DDoS banks? I feel like even I don't know. I feel like DDoSing. I think the way like Cloudflare and stuff does it is like still pretty. It's working. Like there's a lot of websites that are DDoS proof, and I'm sure banks would be kind of number one DDoS proof. No, thank you for joining. Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking that as well. It's like first you show them the website and then be like, and you could also create like the voice agent, like a phone call agent. It might even be better if you straight up just sell the phone call agent. Um, that would be an interesting series. I really like Vappy AI. I feel like you can make voice call agents really easily with Vappy. And yeah, imagine just setting up. That'd be a really cool series, like trying to make money from zero to, I don't know, $20,000 a month would be a nice goal. Creating voice agents for businesses. Yeah. Yo, Spear came at the at the end of the stream, unfortunately. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm gonna organize some stuff and then I don't know. We were just talking about creating kind of like services for businesses to make money online and how to position ourselves in the AI world. But yeah, I will be ending the stream now. So thank you guys so much and hopefully catch you